Hello, hello. So today, I guess this week we have a very fun discussion. Okay, I'm sure we've all been here before. You've had a family member give you a gift, and you looked at it and you went, "Hmm, I've never ever wanted this before." I could give an example, but there's been plenty of examples, so you don't hear. Sucks. Nowadays, the older you get, the more you appreciate clothing. But I'm pretty sure we've all been in a very similar scenario. If you haven't been in this scenario, I'm really sorry for you, or really happy for you. Either way, um, it's an important thing to think about. The small decisions that you do in your life growing up are things you don't think about until you get older and you realize, okay, what are the things that truly matter to me, and how do I go about making those the case? So, to my response is for if somebody insists on me giving them a correct answer, well, there's a couple things you got to think about here. I would argue that telling the truth is the best way to be real with somebody, right? Nothing's worse than a friend who never tells the truth to you, because that's not a real friend. It's not a real family member. It's not real anything. Now, we're called as Christians, as a Christian, I'm called to love those around me, right? And I believe that love is, amongst many things, truly knowing somebody, right? And so if you want to be, oh gosh, now I sound like a George Fox advertisement. If you want to be known, if you want to know people, you have to tell the truth. And if you want, people tend to be reflections. And so if you tell the truth to others all the time, you are much more likely to receive truth in kind. That doesn't mean that everybody will tell the truth, of course, because that's not how it works. But what you do breeds more of that same thing, right? It's the same type of thing. It's the same concept that Aristotle uses for practicing a virtue and how it brings about the good of which that virtue is associated with, right? It's that same thing. If you practice that in your life, other people's lives around you will be affected by that as well. And so I'd argue more of using the Bible rather than of moral directives of do not lie, because the thought here is how do you properly care for those around you? And if you say you love your family members, you don't want to hurt their feelings, then you lie to them, right? That's one way to choose to love them, and I argue that that's not the correct way to do so. You can be nice about it, of course, but ultimately, you want your family member to know, hey, that's you. If I want you to actually know me, this isn't something I appreciate. This isn't something I want. If they actually care about you, they'll be totally fine with that. They'll say, "Hey, I tried. I'm sorry." Um, they might be disappointed because they put effort into it, but it's a better way of them learning about you and you being able to understand yourself and share your person with them. And I feel like you guys can connect better on that, and that is super important just for the being able to love people. Disappointment is not the same as not loving somebody. If you can disappoint people that you love and that love you, as long as you're being honest about it, it is by far the best outcome. And so it far more respects that person, which is a form of love, rather than lying to them, which will breed resentment for however long it's done for. So thank you for listening.